How does this show even go? I think I vaguely remember.
You have to introduce yourself as Adam, though.
Oh, yeah.
I am Dadam Edwards. I am doing well.
You look like shit for Dadam.
I'm not bitter at all about it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chat.
Joey's trying to give all of us COVID.
This time.
Sounds so good. You're going to get me pregnant with COVID.
Johnny Bangs got COVID this weekend.
Boo. Joey's had COVID for 2 years.
Johnny banged me out with COVID.
I got long bang me out.
All right, everybody get out their terrible jokes.
What do you have for me this time? Hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy.
Right on.
What a bunch of trash.
Hello and welcome back to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I am your host, not your normal host,
Joey Clam.
Joseph Graham.
Clam.
Joseph Clam.
Wait, Adam's not here this week?
No, Adam's been gone the entire time we've been watching the movie and everything.
But he's not coming.
I mean, I'm sure he is somewhere.
He's
listening and he's coming.
He's coming right now. Anyway, now that everyone's spoken, I'll introduce you. We have Justin Petty on the pod today. How are you, Justin? Drinking water?
Yeah, I'm on the Wawa. That Wawa tonight.
On the Wawa. We have Apocalypse Howl.
Hola.
Who speaks Spanish, and JD Karpicki.
I'm coming in from Lazanga, where they do the conga.
Wow.
It's not.
Doesn't rhyme.
And our very, very special guest, Amy Anderson, all the way from Chicago. How are you, Amy?
Good. Me and Ravioli are pretty tired, though. So let's get cracking.
All right, we are going to flame through. What, flame through? What is that, Joey?
Flame out. I don't know.
We're going to strike the engines and go very quickly through.
Getting worse. I'm going to blaze through it.
Blaze through it?
I'm going to get really close to my mic now that
it's time to blast off.
We're going to blast off into
all of those things are happening right now. The opposite of all of that.
1976's Queen Kong. It is a parody of the King Kong franchise, series of films. I don't know what you call those. Starring Robin Asquith and Mommy Rula-Linsky. Directed by Frank Agrama, who was born in 1930 and is still alive.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
These are all real names, everybody.
For real?
This guy's still alive.
Damn.
This movie was sued to shit by two different people at the same time. I guess Dino De Laurentiis, who was probably making cheap Italian versions of a Kong movie at the time, and then also RKO. I don't know if they were working together or not. Probably not, would be my guess. But plot
is RKO responsible for the actual King Kong movies?
The original.
Yeah, they made it.
Oh, okay.
RK, I don't know what it stands for, but yeah, they're one of those really old movie studios that doesn't exist anymore.
I need to go get another beer.
Well, you should leave now.
Are you gonna walk there? Or?
We'll see you later.
Okay, hang on.
You should use
Anyway,
an RKO Speedwagon. Cut
There
that.
goes the apocalypse.
No.
speaking
I
of
was in trouble.
things that are... Nope, I don't have one.
Or not going to make it on the show?
No, I'm just never going to have a segue. I don't know how to do it.
Speaking of really great transitions.
Yep.
Speaking of going somewhere you shouldn't.
No, let's... We gotta... Let's ping pong this around a little bit. Oh wait, ping pong. Speaking of ping pong, no, we're not going to do that this time.
No.
Amy has volunteered to do the plot. Normally, I write it down, and for the past few weeks, I've been writing it down, and we've just been ping ponging the plot. But I got lazy this week since I was taking up hosting duties, so I asked Amy to tell us what happened in this thing.
Okay. So here's the situation. This is a gender swap of the King Kong stories. This was made in 1976, right about the time King Kong movie came out with, I don't know. Oh, what's your face? Anyway, so we start out in Africa. There's a dude. There's some broads chasing him. We think it's Africa. They're white chicks, but it turns out it is. They chase him through the forest, and then they go and string him up over a big pot, and they're going to cook him like he's Bugs Bunny. But it turns out, psych, that's a movie. They're filming a movie. Oh, my God. Big mommy of the movie says, that's a wrap. Let's go back to England and see if we can find a guy because old pot boy quit. He's a pussy.
Old pot boy.
Anyway. So they get on their teeny tiny boat with like way too many women and they sail back to London. She's chilling in London and she's hanging out in like, I don't know, a flea market kind of area. Yeah. And she sees a guy. He's got sparkly teeth. She's into it. She thinks he's hot. Then turns out he's a schemer and he pulls a scheme so he can steal a poster. And she's like, that's a dude for me. So she takes him for a drink. She spikes she roofies him, puts him on her teeny tiny boat, says, let's go back to Africa. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to film my movie again. That's the last mention of the movie. We never hear about the movie ever again.
She does have a camera at some point.
Okay.
It's a crank camera.
Yeah.
On the way to Africa, three things happen. One of them is that some women of color end up on the boat and they sing a song about Kong while pointing in a direction. And then
their heads also spin.
Their heads spin around, and then they fall into the water, and alligators in the ocean, which is weird.
Oh no, it's Lady Jaws. That's Lady Jaws.
Oh, it's Lady Jaws.
Yeah, with the bib.
Yeah,
that's right. That makes more sense. There's a shark attack. Turns out it's Lady Jaws because guess what? Gender swap. Then they go to Lazanga where they do the conga, and all hell breaks loose. There's all kinds of women in various states of bikini. They're singing songs, they're welcoming people, and they've got capes, all kinds of shit's bananas. There's a commercial for toilet bowl cleaner randomly in the middle of it. Then they put a dude in a birthday cake, they hoist it in the air. You're like, what's that about? And then, booyah, there's a picnic table. There's a big giant chair. It's somebody's big giant birthday. It's Queen Kong. She comes on in. Starts after birthday, but she's like, I don't like this weird mealy faced dude, and she takes hot guy. Now she's got hot guy from the scheming, and she takes them all back into the jungle, and then they do a lot of looking at each other. I mean, they look at each other a lot. Okay? And then Godzilla comes, fucks him up. She doesn't like that shit.
Totally forgot about Godzilla. Wow.
And then later on, a weird pterodactyl that you can only see it from very close. He comes. She doesn't like that shit either. She's not into it. So they get away, or that's what happens. She saves him from the big giant thing and puts him on the edge of a cliff and goes to give him a kiss. And he delivers the very best line of the entire movie. Stops mid-frame, looks directly in camera, and says,
I've heard of being kissed off, but this is ridiculous. Oh,
that was it.
Could have been the movie right there. That was perfect. But
it would have been great.
It keeps
back
going.
in the water. He's in water that's waist deep, and then all the broads he came with were like, we'll jump in and save you. And they basically drown him, but they don't. They try to.
Yeah.
They get him back on the teeny tiny boat. They wrap up Queen Kong in chains and shit, strap her to a raft, take her back to London.
Mm-hmm. It becomes mommy versus mommy here, because we have the redheaded mommy who loves the blonde guy, and then monkey mommy who...
Yeah, it's a mommy off.
Loves
so
the
they go
blonde
to
guy.
a very shitty little celebration for this giant gorilla they found. But the queen is there. The queen is there, and like people are barefoot sitting on the ground eating snow cones. It's kind of bullshit.
There's only like 100 people there too. It's like private.
But
event.
Queen Elizabeth has nothing better to do. Also,
we'll come back to her. Yeah.
We'll get back to that. Anyway, so they're there, and they're like, what we should do now that we have this gorilla, let's sing and dance in front of her. Got to do that. We're gonna sing and dance, and then let's kiss. And then the hottie too hot scheming guy is like, no.
Hottie too hot. I like that.
Yeah.
He's like,
I was calling him third string Malcolm McDowell, but hottie too hot.
He's like, no, she's crying. You change her up your bed, and they don't care about that. And they're like, no, she's crying. She loves me, and I love her. And boom, love triangle decided. So original movie mommy is like, oh, come back with me to my hotel room. And he's like, no, I want to stay with the gorilla I love. But she drags him out of there. Gorilla mommy goes apeshit. She's tearing apart London. She's fucking things up. She finally finds the hotel the little two hotties in, reaches in the hotel room, grabs his ass. They smooch. It's sweet. But she's pissed. She's still pissed. And then everybody's trying to get her. So she reaches in midair, grabs a helicopter. She's swinging that around. He's like, no, stop. And she's like, oh, okay. So.
Oh, my biscuits.
All right, she puts him on the helicopter and he uses the microphone system from the helicopter. And he's like, London, don't kill Queen Kong because of feminism. All the bitches in London are like, you're
Everybody.
right.
Every woman in all of London congregates.
They all come out. They say, stop killing Queen Kong. And then everybody does. And then they sing a song about it. The end.
Right there in Piccadilly Circus or some shit. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, circus. Yep. I bet.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah, that's pretty encompassing. I think you kind of touched on everything.
You told the story better than the movie did.
Yeah. Too many bits. But
Pretty interesting film, I would say. I don't know if this is good or bad. It's kind of different from what we do typically because it's outright trying to be funny, and it is often very funny, but it is also very shitty. So it still sort of fits the mold of trash, in my opinion. But
yeah, it's like it doesn't have like brains. It doesn't. I wouldn't say, and I'm not getting to the brains, but I just mean there's like a good and a bad. Like there's
no self-seriousness to anything with this. Everything is on the table.
It's trash because it's like a failure of a spoof that then pivots and tries to become something else.
But
at the same time, very expensive in a way, and also very creative in a way.
It's so self-aware that it's very hard to be like faulting it for being shitty, but there's also this other layer where it is also shitty.
Oh yeah,
They think they're really smart, but they ended up making a really shitty movie.
I mean, I'll hit you with the first fast fact, which is both of the main actors, both the lead actors, Old Hottie McToo-Hot and Movie Mommy, were both very glad this movie never got a distributor and are both on the record in places just embarrassed that this movie ever happened.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Rue Lewinsky is still doing some acting. I saw her last credit was in 2022. Nothing that I knew about.
Oh, I
don't know about third
Rue
string.
Lewinsky.
Oh, really? I perused her IMDb, but nothing popped out at me.
Well, she was a regular mention on Johnny Carson. He
A regular mention?
Make fun of her name. He used to be like, "Who is Rue Lewinsky?" She's also a Polish countess by birth.
Oh, tight.
And Jane Curtin played her on Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
so she was like famous for being making fun of.
Yeah, she was kind of Paris Hilton-y of the time. I mean, not like young and slutty, but more like famous for being famous. And
what's it called?
Also an actress,
like a socialite.
Yeah, she was a socialite.
Sociopatholite.
Sociopatholite.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Her old face reminds me of some gag in some very funny movie, but like I don't know. I looked like what she looks like now, and I'm like, I think she's in some movie. She may be uncredited, but she plays like some ridiculous kind of old lady in something.
I mean, she's an actor too. She's in like East. She's in the EastEnders, which is like a really long running British soap opera.
Okay,
and a bunch of stuff, but
my British TV entertainment is limited.
But those were Fast Facts 2, 3, and 4. So
right on.
That's how fast. I didn't even get a chance to tell you they were fast facts. They just came out.
We need a sound effect for fast facts.
I added race cars once upon a time.
You added race cards?
Race cars.
Whoa.
Like the sound of race cars passing by.
This movie's already problematic enough, Justin.
Justin's a racist.
Playing the race car.
This movie. Okay, we've done the plot for anyone who's wondering at home. I thought you said it was a parody.
Okay, speaking of cards, I would go into bingo cards, but we got to do favorite parts first. Does anyone have any favorite parts of this film? Let's keep it to 2, everyone. Amy, go first.
Joey's so organized. I mean, okay. The teeth gleaming. They're like, this is how we show that this man is attractive, and they put a big fake gleaming thing on his teeth, but they don't do it once. They don't do it thrice. They do it like 5 to 87 times.
Oh yeah, they kept looking at each other like 10 times.
Yeah,
the whole scene is pretty fantastic.
It's great. They're like, if there's a rule of 3, then 20 times is gonna be better than 3. Do it more.
Yeah, you got like a rule of 3
You've
times.
seen Monty Python. It's just like that. That's what they were thinking.
You can tell that's what they said to people to invest, and that's why they ended up going so shitty.
It is like the running gag where they're far away, they're far away, they're far away. But it's just 2 zooms, but it's zooming on her face, zooming on his face, but the gleam in his teeth every time. It's pretty good. Yeah, I liked that a lot.
And I really liked, I told you my favorite line in the whole movie, and I stand by that. But the music, man. The music in this movie.
Oh, like the pop music drops?
And we got the Benny Hill numbers. We got the sweet pop drops.
Oh, all of it, you mean, yeah.
I'm really into the Queen theme song.
Oh, yeah.
The intro music. That is maybe Breen-worthy, I think. That's probably the only.
Has he ever done a theme song?
Breen?
Does Breen have any theme song?
No, I'm just speaking in terms of the awards ceremony for best title track or best song, perhaps.
One of the lines from the song was, "I want to do it with my hungry monkey," and then it just said,
"Oh yeah." There was some weird
hit.
I mean, you got to do it with your hungry monkey.
Yeah, I don't know what they're referencing. It could be
a good line.
Things,
it could be a lot of things.
I did like when they referenced the music in the movie, like when they're dancing to the Jaws theme. That's pretty great.
Well, it's nice, but you can't really dance to it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
You mean?
What's it called? I'm not saying I don't like it, though. Maybe if you do
John
something,
Williams
it'll
score,
dance.
kind of.
Yeah,
they're just like
he's referencing the music in the
Maybe
actually really funny.
but certainly not
The
the
screen.
Here you have a go.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first. But... please. I keep thinking it's mine. I'm sorry.
Oh, do it!
He's like, oh, it's danceable. Like, is it doing it? Or when
they're just
being attacked by sharks.
but you got to move your hips with it.
They are trying to dance to the Jaws theme at one point. That is, that was a bad joke in it.
Somebody guess that was lawsuit number 2 or 3 when they just.
Well, the first lawsuit was him stealing the poster was of the original King Kong, and I think they just used a King Kong poster.
Yeah, this movie has lawsuits up and down. That's probably why it never got released, except for in Germany and Italy, where Italy they don't give a shit, and Germany is not allowed to have a standing army or whatever.
Fast fact number 5: this movie is super popular in Japan. They've released an opening trick like they did with like What's Up Tiger Lily or Rocky Horror. And they talk back to the screen. This movie is really big in Japan.
Oh,
nice.
Makes sense. They like mommies over there. Okay, Apocalypse. Any favorite parts?
Yeah, my favorite part was when the movie ended.
Your favorite part is when the movie ended.
Yeah.
Is that why you got up and left 3 times?
I mean, it was a pretty boring movie.
Boring. Interesting choice.
My favorite part. I had it.
We all keep notes now, and I like that you don't still.
Holy bloody!
I liked when it almost turned into a musical.
Yeah,
several times.
And like they went the whole movie with it just being like a spoof, and then at the end they're like, let's break out into song. And that's gonna turn into a
What
music.
the fuck?
Amid the
Freezes the treeses?
if you hold me too tight in the
Oh,
Wait, all that needed to happen was Mama needed to tell him to stop, and then
This is literally how Rocky Horror Picture Show ends. Okay, let's go.
They
for
really
it.
didn't follow through with it.
no,
Like,
it starts off that way too. There's a few moments where they break into song. I felt like
it's like it was always teasing the musical, and I like that. I like musicals.
I did not know this about you.
I
Hey,
do too.
Dad, I've been to like a lot of musicals.
We considered writing a musical. at
My
one
jokes
point,
are
so-
basically music.
to my own ears.
To my own ears.
Should we do a musical?
We should.
We wanted
should.
to write Jasquito Christ, which
Jasquito, the Christ Mosquito, is a musical.
is it stop motion like
we
Pinocchio?
would like to produce when we're retired.
We've already said too much. Cut that. Cut that.
We'll get to
Joey,
that
quit
eventually.
revealing our retirement project.
Yeah.
Is the Last Supper them just all feasting on a dude's arm? Just
Don't worry
sucking
about
blood?
it. Don't worry about that scene.
Cut that.
This blood from.
Spoiler alert.
All right, JD. Any favorite parts?
Oh boy, I got some.
He's gonna
favorites.
give.
Hold
He's
on,
just
I'm not
gonna
done. I
do
used to
all the
say
favorite
two-
parts.
My second favorite part
parts.
was whenever.
No, you already said the end of the movie and the musicals. You're done.
That's two.
You're cashed. Moving on.
Ship has sailed, buddy.
JD, two, please.
Hey, who am I?
Starting with my honorable mentions,
Marilyn
I
Monroe.
have
Me?
no. I love. Okay, this.
I'm sorry.
Everyone calm their tits for a second. Let JD tell his favorite parts. I know we're all having a very good
time.
time.
Okay.
Chain bra tits. Wow.
Put a chain bra on your tits and hold on a second. I
So
like,
uncomfortable.
yeah, that's why she got all crazy. Oh Jesus. Okay, so I love
I should have packed a lunch for this.
the phone booth scene. The phone booth scene was great.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hello, police. I know this sounds unusual, but some excessive vandalism is occurring around here.
64-foot gorillas destroying? I say, do you mean a gorilla or ape? I mean, if it's that size, it's probably an ape, not a gorilla.
Yes, quite right. I think ape
Quite right.
is definitely more accurate.
Does it have any distinguishing characteristics? You know, warts or anything?
No, nothing.
Well,
Except it does have rather long toenails.
They are rather long, aren't they?
I just love like British unbotheredness is a really fun thing.
That was quite
me.
British, yes.
And then I mean, okay. My favorite part at the end, the whole movie is saved by the constable's mama. And he has this like black and white picture and it says mama on it. And it's this woman that just looks like she's been dead for centuries or something. Like it looks like it doesn't belong.
I really think it's just him wearing drag.
No, that's her. No, because she showed up at the end.
I don't
she
think that was
said-
the same person.
Yes, it was. She had the hat and everything. And he goes, Mama. And she goes, you get that ape off of that thing and back to Africa right now. And then they
JD
start singing.
JD was actually watching the movie, so let's go ahead and.
It's
Wow.
magical. It's magical. And yeah, it just took all the women in Britain and Mama to break that up. And I thought that was lovely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Justin, any favorite parts?
Yes, it was during the Queen Kong birthday party when we got
The weird guy in the stripper cake?
the big yeah, we got the big sexy cake, and you think it's gonna be the stripper. Obviously, that's where they're going with it, and it reveals this rotting old homeless man who might be dead. He's just staring vacantly into nothing for about 3 seconds, and then we never see him again. You cut to another shot, and he's gone.
No, he's back a couple times, but he never speaks or anything.
He does come back?
We see him briefly.
But
he's this kid, but at 80 years old.
He's like Ace Ventura in his 80s or something. Yes.
Yeah.
He comes back one time and he's still unhappy, but on the third shot of him, he's happy, and it's more horrifying.
Why is it though? It's because is the main character getting attacked in that moment? Something's happening, and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Wait, who's the main character in this movie?
The Skinny McToohot.
Is this Skinny McToohot or is it the chick?
Or it's between him and Mommy, redhead Mommy.
Yeah, the movie Mommy or the Skinny Too Hot.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Queen Kong herself. I don't know.
Yeah, she just doesn't have any spoken lines.
Yeah. So my favorite parts. I think you guys touched on most of them, but I will add the plant that
no one really asked you.
All right, how are you doing, Joey?
No one asked.
How are you doing?
I'm getting.
Okay, cut all of this. I'm going to
go ahead.
Say the plant that likes pussy.
Very, very.
Do we know for sure that it's a woman?
Oh, a big rose bush. Oh, it's definitely a blade. Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna see a tit.
That's tit pinching bush.
No.
Ooh, he wants that butt.
With the rose was a rose. Crunch the camellias and beware the begonias.
Is that a saying?
That was awful and great. I like, and then maybe we already kind of touched on it, but the spinning heads on the Chiquita banana dancers was pretty great.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess also the visor
That's
woman.
what I mean. Like we have a whole other like it's not these, it's like all the weird kitschy shit that they had in the movie.
A lot of
It's so
British
funny.
weirdness to this movie.
A whole lot of visors. A lot of women wearing visors.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the sombrero. That was the best. She had like a cowboy hat hair. It's so good.
Yeah, her hair is like
a whole other character.
It's a visor, and then it's like a Mario hat from the Odyssey.
Her hair is included in her hairdo, and the hats are one thing.
Mm-hmm. You don't know when one starts and the other stops.
She takes off her hat at one point in the movie, and you're like, "Whoa!" It's a little shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Their head doesn't.
But
fall
otherwise,
off.
yeah. She's like the mommy from Return to Oz.
Wow.
But I liked it.
You know what I'm talking about? What is that one?
Yeah. No, it's true.
She has a cool name in that movie. Yeah.
Fruza Bulk, yeah.
She's what's the mommy with the different heads in that movie? I can't remember her name. She has a cool name, I think. But
she's like a witch, right?
Yeah,
with all the different heads.
with all the different heads. She's a great lady.
Yeah.
Speaking of great ladies,
Lady Jaws.
we played bingo tonight.
Oh my god, Lady Jaws was so funny.
Well, you missed when we talked about it while you were getting a beer for 20 minutes. Anyway, for the bees, I'll have to add my own special effect there later. We played bingo tonight. I was the first to bingo. I'm going to read off just my bingo.
And the second.
I had boats.
What?
I had boxes.
How? When did you have boxes?
They have the boxes when they're loading stuff onto the boats.
No, you were trying to count a barrel as. Oh no, never mind.
Those are
The boxes on the
Fuck
sticks.
y'all.
They're all labeled etc.
Lame.
Okay.
Green space, also lame. Bikini, which we got eventually, a full bikini, and blades, which we got one of.
Yeah.
At some point.
Oh, yeah.
Many others. Second to bingo was JD Karpicki. Would you like to just express your bingo card? Not your entire card.
So much candy.
My bingo. Okay, here we go. It was when we got blasts. So that was when they started throwing. They found bombs that were labeled bombs. Of course,
It was
that's
Mario
how they did it.
Brothers.
Yeah. and they start throwing them. So blasts, boxes. We had a Buttafuoco, I think.
Did we?
I mean, he had a mustache. It was that guy.
That was the Mario. He went.
I don't think we ever decided that there was a Buttafuoco. I never felt there was a Buttafuoco.
Maybe I don't have it then. Boobs, blades, breen, booze, and an honorary B. Yeah, we had helicopter, so I had that.
Yeah, I had that too.
No butts, right? Butts didn't count.
Boobs, blades, breen, booze, and honorary B.
Nice.
Me and JD got the same bingo at the same time.
Yeah.
I just don't have bingo.
Birthday's a B too.
I wasn't paying attention to everything you guys said. I also had bushes, which was new to the bingo card, which when you add an ES, the end of bush becomes just shrubbery.
Which luckily we had.
Yeah,
we had lots of shrubbery.
Boss bitch, yeah, I mean they're in the fucking jungle most of the movie. Booze, boss bitch, bamboo, which was interesting, but wasn't included on this.
I can't believe I put bamboo on here.
Me neither, because we've never had bamboo before, like as a typical thing in these movies, but you just went ahead and added it, and I support you fully.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to bingo, and then on my card it says Lady Jaws, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Did you watch this movie before? I didn't even tell you guys you were watching this.
My third favorite part of the movie was whenever he...
Oh, he's going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
He reached through the window and he was like basically about to get barred by that woman.
Yeah.
And instead he like ducks away and he's like, I'll crawl into this giant hand. And then it pulls him out of the...
He almost closed the finger
right
like
before
a door.
Queen Kong puts him on the helicopter.
I like that you said "ard," given some of the things that you have said tonight.
That's for you too. We get kicked off on that.
Rittenhouse.
These are the R's. The R's.
Okay, and then we also have Bad Boys. I don't think anything else is really pertinent. Did anybody have any additional B's that they like to add to the pile?
Not on my card.
I will give you 3.
What?
3
There's
additional
no
B's.
Limit. I got beyond music.
I had a boss bitch.
We had a boa.
Boss bitch. We had boas. Yes.
We had Are we going to talk about the blatant racism?
No, that's racism with an adjective.
No, were we talking about Mike or were we talking about the movie?
No.
What about
who's Mike?
I had this mic, the one that doesn't work. Okay.
The microphone.
That's what it sounds like when it works.
I don't know who.
I had bib, Lady Jaws. Lady Jaws was wearing a bib. Boxes that said etc. on them. That was really funny.
That was actually one of the bingo winners.
We've already touched on that.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna cut you off there
bazaar, for sure.
I'm gonna cut you off there.
We got a Big Ben, Beehives, Brits, Benny Hill drops. You got in a fun. This movie reverses gender roles, and for a fun honorary B, we had a mom in a photo frame rather than a dad.
That's good. Yeah, cool.
I supported, and that sort of counts as an honorary in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Do we do the dads in frames as honorary Bs? Like a frame picture
I think that's an honorary thing.
Something to look for sure.
So we had a mom in an honorary frame for the weird faux German British.
Did you
general,
say Bobby, like a cop, like the cop? Because they had a couple of those.
Did we? No. Interesting.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Bobby's.
This is a very British movie.
I mean, we don't watch a lot of British movies here, but you know. All right, moving on to the ratings.
I thought you were just gonna say moving on and finish. And we're done.
Thanks for tuning in.
Let's start with Amy.
Oh, this is tough because honestly, I loved it. I loved it. I think this movie's funny. Would watch, but on a trash scale. So, like on a movie scale, I would still give it a 5 because it's great. But it's also a really bad movie. So, like, not. But but it's also not a great example of. I don't feel like it's trashy enough to be good trash, but it's not good enough to be real good. I give it a 4, and that's just because of the line. I'm throwing the kids off, but this is ridiculous. That's all.
Yeah, it has some really dumb shit, but it's also confusing, kind of trash. JD, what do you think?
I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm wondering how many of y'all would put this on to show someone else? Like, that's what I'm wondering about. Like,
Yeah.
Like Roar, definitely. I'd be like, oh, y'all got to see this. Or even Biohazard or the melty one. That's what I'm kind of struggling with. Is it's not like really they're winking.
It's not
too
must see trash, but it's it's a fun time.
I'm gonna say
it's confusing.
I'm going 3.5 on this one. I was almost at a 4, but I want to put it back at 3 because it keeps like straddling that line, and then the 0.5 is the Lady Jaws' fin.
Yeah, I'm gonna break the mold here, and I'm gonna jump in and also give it a 3.5 for the same reasoning. Is I think it's really good and interesting, but at the same time, I don't want to show anybody. Like,
Did you say you're going to break the mold and then do exactly what he did?
I'm going to break the mold by the host doing this in the middle of things.
Adam doesn't cut me off enough in these shows. I think that's what he's saying.
Say what you want to say.
No, it's really funny, and I think it's like worth throwing on at some points, but I don't know when to throw this on.
Right.
I know, like I would never pick to show this to people unless they were like, do you have anything British that's funny?
Right.
This might be the go-to. If somebody's like, do you know of any British trash? I'm like, oh, you gotta watch this dumb shit.
Because they're trying really hard to be Airplane. They're trying really hard. And then so the whole time I was watching it, I was like, this is really dumb. Wait, that was actually funny. Oh no, okay. It's dumb
that's
again.
the thing too. It's like it's very funny. At least for I felt like it was very funny for 3/4 of it. The back half, I felt like it gets a little.
Yeah.
The stuff with all the where they're parroting the King Kong like coming to the city and destroying shit is like they get a little too.
It goes on too long.
Yeah, it goes on for a little long. They like get a little too interested in like redoing it to some degree, and and they're forgetting to make jokes. So I'm like, yeah, I get it, but you're just doing it like with shittier Godzilla kind of effects and whatnot. So.
I wouldn't show this movie to anyone born after 1987.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Mixed company. Anyway, moving on. Justin, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it a 1.5.
1.5.
He hated it.
I did not like this movie at all.
Interesting.
I liked watching this movie with y'all. I had fun watching it with y'all, but I did not enjoy the movie.
You always
Justin was
say
born
that.
in 87.
Yeah. No,
there you go.
I say that when I mean it. I was born in 85, yo.
Oh shit. 1.5, you say, huh?
Yeah, I just like. I think I said it earlier, like it was a spoof for the first 2 acts. And then, they, like you said, they got really into trying to recreate King Kong at the end. And then after that bit, they tried to turn it into like a political movie. And they didn't, not only did they not stick the landing with that because of everything that preceded it, they also didn't come back to the spoof bit. So it just felt like 3 different, like, disconnected movies. Like it was just, I don't know. I didn't like it, and I see why the actors also didn't like it.
That's what. May I expand on that? Because I'm noticing.
No, you can't. You cannot.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Please expand.
May I?
We've got time.
Over here.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So I noticed at the end I thought it was really progressive because he's like, it doesn't matter. He's like big women, little women, ugly women, pretty women. Like he's saying, like, don't we all just want to fuck? Like, let's just get together. It's like anyone.
Don't we all just want to fuck monkeys?
That's what he was saying. Yeah, that's what he's saying. So like,
he's just saying, I just want to fuck a lot of women. Come fuck me.
But then in the first act, they have these 3 women of color. They're all from different countries, and they're all dressed like they're from Hawaii, which is weird. And they're just saying like Kong and in this weird. They have this.
The Ooga
they
Booga
refer
scene.
to foreign people like in this very bad light, and the Oonga Boonga back and forth. That was really weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're trying to be like progressive in one way, and then they're like, oh, look how racist we are. Like it's a weird balance.
Yeah, those jokes are really, really cheap and bad.
Mm-hmm. They had a lot of fun making those jokes too.
I forgot that the spinning head Chiquita banana dancers then just fall into the water and get eaten by sharks immediately. That is a great sequence, actually.
They didn't fall. They dove into the water. Like
It's stuff like that. That's why
they were acting like they were on a party boat.
Yeah, I had a good time with this. Apocalypse, what do you think?
I'm gonna go 3.
3, interesting.
Yeah, because I agree with Justin, and I didn't really like the movie, but I also agree with everybody else. I just think y'all rated it too high. I feel like Justin was coming in low. So I'm just going to take the median here, and I'm just going to go 3.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm judging it on a trash movie basis, it's probably a 3. If I'm judging it based on being a spoof, what year was it made?
76.
Yeah, a spoof in the 70s or post mid or late mid, whatever you'd say.
Over the hill 70s, yeah.
Mid 70s.
In Britain, I'd say it probably. I can't for the life of me ever know what it was like to be a Brit in that
in
year.
the 70s.
Yeah, well, in the late 70s, in the mid to late 70s, I can't imagine what their culture was like. I don't know. So I just have to imagine that this was hitting the zeitgeist there at the right angle, and it probably was a 5.
But it wasn't released or something, right?
It was only released in Italy
was-
and Germany, so I think it might have missed the zeitgeist.
Okay, well, it was probably,
But no,
but I see what you're saying, that it's going for something that seems like a popular style at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be to them. It could be like our scary movie. I don't know. Well, what is that one comment about the Ronald Reagan Film Festival?
Oh yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Queen Kong knocks it
I
over.
can imagine there were things that hit for that direct audience that we're never going to see or understand. So it might have been a 4.5 or a 5 for them back in the day. So I mean, maybe on a spoof level it's higher, but if we're here, we are not here for spoof level.
Right.
We're here for trash bags. We want to know how many trash bags it gets. And I can't justify giving it more than 3, and that's pushing it.
Wow, I don't know
thank you
whether
for
to
that.
raise my rating or lower it.
I'm going to keep it about the same.
Yeah. Well, no, because he's making the point you make. It plays a lot more now that I think about it, like a Austin Powers movie. Like, and that's very much drawing on these comedies of the 70s and the 60s. So, like,
let's think about how much further back. I guess.
What
Austin Powers is making
parody, you know?
Isn't what 96 the first one came out?
Something like that.
Kind of pulling
97.
from 70s stuff. So
yeah,
we'll say 30 years. So when this movie came out in 76, it's making fun of movies from the 20s. So is that
really?
I don't know.
So
Well,
it's
that's
a
when
50
Kong
year
came out. But
difference, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're also making a lot of topical references, though. So I don't know.
Yeah. Plus, they kept making King Kong movies, and they endlessly seemingly.
King Kong had just recently been remade.
Well, I think that was 1980 with Jessica Lange, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought it was in the 70s.
I'm pretty sure it's right on 80, and then there might be another one in the 70s too.
I mean,
Yeah, 76.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
76.
I
It's
assume.
calling.
I'm gonna assume that Godzilla became popular, and then they kind of brought back King Kong around this era.
Didn't King Kong fight Godzilla right about this time?
Yeah, it became like more of like, the Japan has this popular thing, and they're making money, so we should have our giant dumb thing. Oh, we have this thing already. Let's just keep doing this and make money.
I mean, they probably got sued into oblivion because there was a big major motion picture of King Kong coming out.
Right, exactly, and there were probably multiple.
Yeah.
I mean,
but, JD, I really liked when I couldn't remember Jessica Lange's name that you knew who I was talking about.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong to love Lang? For all you I Heart Huckabees fans out there. Shout out to Holy Bloody Shit from Hitler and Cab.
Bloody shit.
That was great.
Shout out to Weird Magic Beat Sticks from Mommies.
Shout out to Kong Gong.
Kong Gong, that was a good one.
Was,
You mentioned it before, but the random toilet cleaner.
Oh, the contraceptive jokes that I liked that nobody else did.
I didn't quite get those because I'm not a woman.
I just didn't think they're funny. I got them.
But that's the brilliance, is that it doesn't entirely make sense, but they're walking really far to be like, these women don't know what the pill is. Like, that's all they wanted to say.
Yeah.
But they had a big wicker basket and taped up some computer paper that said contraceptives and marker on the front. And I just liked that. I thought that was really funny.
There's
I
a
did like
priest
boy
who punches
cake.
a woman on the plane. Yeah. Boy cake?
Oh, I forgot about the nun on the plane. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fiona Apple.
What is that?
Fiona Apple too.
Nice flyer.
I have one of those. I think I picked it up in Chicago. No
Yeah,
big
you do.
deal.
Who wants to play cards? Oh no, you're not in the mood.
I just want to
That's
play
fine.
card.
We can just tear it up.
So for those in the audio podcast, Apocalypse How just ate a piece of card.
Oh no, it folded itself back over.
And then he ate a piece of it and then put it
And
back
he
on the
made-
card.
And then he spit it back onto the card.
And that concludes our episode. Wow.
He spit it into a crease, a beautiful curvy crease.
Thank you for joining us on the Trash Movie Kings podcast. If you don't already, follow us on Spotify and Apple and YouTube, or send us an email, request a movie. I don't give a shit. Have a good one. We'll be back with more April. Perhaps next week.
Yeah.
I think since we're 2 weeks into April already, we may only do 2 Aprils.
I mean,
that wouldn't be an ape, would it?
Yes, it would.
We don't know yet.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's an interdimensional being.
I've
We
got
don't
the perfect
know.
one. I've got the perfect one.
Well, you'll have to send us an email, just like everyone else, at trashmoviekings@gmail.com, or you can just text me. It's whatever.
I missed Adam's show. He's hard.
Yeah, I am harsh.
Fuck you.
Fuck y'all.
The two teachers
See you
are pretty
next
harsh.
time. Bye.
Joey's a tyrant. Don't vote for him for dog catcher.